All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. I saw a report from the Nigerian police hours ago and I almost wept for this country. It says Nigerians should not provoke us, respect officers as civilians do abroad. Police. Now, the Nigerian police has been rated the worst police force in the world for many wrong reasons, very many reasons. Bullying of civilians, killing of civilians, stealing, extortion. Here is a trending picture. This one began circulating just few minutes ago. A police officer caught on camera extorting motorists. Yet, every time police public relations officers come out to talk to Nigerians, it is always threats and attacks on the citizens. Recently, police shot and killed a lad that was in his father's car going for WAEC. They said his father broke traffic rules. Yes. But does that warrant you shooting his car to the point that you killed his son? And now these guys are coming out to talk like this to Nigerians. This country is such an unfortunate place to be in. The saddest part is that most of the problems can be solved. Most of our problems can actually be solved within 24 months if 10% of those who are affected by these problems in each state of the federation put sentiments aside and say no, this cannot continue, and they come out to ask for sanity to return to this country. But here we are, unable to do the barest minimum to better our own lives. And it is not just rhetorics. On the very few occasions when the people have stood their grounds, we have seen results. For instance, Abia State. The people of Abia State stood their ground and said they wanted Alex OTTI. And look at what the man is achieving within 24 months. Only 3 days ago, Abia State government announced the acquisition of 20 electric buses to begin operation by July. A project that Lagos State, with all the IGR and allocation, has failed at. And few hours ago, another massive announcement came out of Abia State. This one is not only a unique achievement, but an embarrassment to Sanwo-Olu, Tinubu, and the entire political class. And concurrently, the Speaker of the House of Reps disgraced himself on the floor once again. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you this video. This Niger Delta chief in this video described who an oil thief is, and his description matches all that I have said here about those stealing Nigeria's crude oil. See this video.
Within the 2 or 3 minutes we have, so who exactly in your books is this oil thief?
Who is the oil thief? Well, I can tell you who an oil thief is, first and foremost, and then who an oil thief is not. The oil thief definitely are not the youths you see in the Niger Delta that are painted as oil thieves. The oil thief usually will have properties in Banana Island and in choice places in Abuja. The oil thief will have properties in London and other parts of Europe and America. The oil thief will have a yacht. The oil thief will have a glossy skin. The oil thief wouldn't want to come to the Niger Delta, to the creeks of the Niger Delta, even for a day. If he has to come, he will come with a military escort, he will come with police escort, mobile escort, doctors, nurses, and all. In case he's bitten by a mosquito, they will have to cure him because he loves his life so dearly.
You heard that. He said the oil thief has properties in Banana Island, London, and other parts of the world. The oil thief has a yacht, moves around with police and army escorts. And one name comes to my mind already. I don't know the name that is coming to your mind, but I believe most of you are thinking what I'm thinking. And one of the major reasons I brought this video here is for those of you who still don't think that Peter Obi deserves the support and the accolade that he is getting. Obi was the first politician that told Nigerian youths that oil theft in Nigeria cannot be done without the knowledge of the person occupying Aso Rock part-time. And this makes more than one person guilty. And Obi went further to say that the oil stolen in Nigeria by the few evil people who are stealing our crude is almost the same in volume as what the rest of us consume as a nation. And he didn't just make it as a blanket statement. He did the math. He broke it down. So imagine having a president that will stop oil theft in Nigeria. Immediately, our revenue doubles. Our standard of living will pick up. Oh, I have a dream. Now, the next video here explains how the CBN governor Yemi Cardoso is deliberately killing small businesses with high interest rates. After this video, I will show you interest rates of other countries compared to Nigeria's. See the video.
The reality is that with the holding of this rate at 27.50 is still very high for businesses. Today, a lot of businesses are struggling because of lack of access to finance, or rather lack of access to affordable finance. Therefore, as interest rates move up, companies are then limited by what they can do. They're limited by how much funds they can get and what they can deploy that funds to do. And that then affects everything, because that increases cost of doing business. Products and services are no longer competitive, and that leaves the common man, Nigerians, having to suffer with the high price of goods and commodities. But also, with businesses struggling to maintain or to keep their costs measured, you have job losses now, because people are trying to constrain their ability to deliver on a certain objective. So we are complaining because the private sector is negatively impacted. We want to do business, we want to grow the economy, but we can't do that if we don't have access to finance.
You heard that. So when I tell you that these people have come to steal, to kill, and to destroy, don't think that I'm exaggerating. Yemi Cardoso, CBN governor, fixed Nigeria's interest rate at 27.5%. Meanwhile, interest rate in India is 6%. Interest rate in Kenya is 10%. In Japan is 0.5%. In China, it is 3%. In America, it is 4.5%. In Indonesia, 5.5%. In South Africa, 11%. In Switzerland, 0.25%. These are countries that have everything. Yet the interest rates, MPR, so low. But Nigeria's one is 27.5%. Yet Tinubu claims he wants a vibrant economy. Now they can see the impact that this is having on small businesses, but they don't care. Cardoso has refused to reduce it. If Nigeria does not kill the APC, APC will kill Nigeria. Now, let us look at the top stories. Speaker of the House of Reps, Tajuddin Abbas, disgraces himself once again during a session. And next is that big announcement from Abia State that embarrassed Sanwo-Olu, Tinubu, and the entire political class. Let's start by taking that update where Tajuddin Abbas, the Speaker of the House of Rep, embarrassed himself. Now, what is the embarrassment? This is like the third time the Speaker is introducing a bill and the entire country condemned that bill, and he has to withdraw it with his own hands. The Speaker came forward with a bill to jail Nigerians who refuse to vote, and now he's having to withdraw it because the bill is so stupid. Look at it. House Speaker Abbas has withdrawn compulsory voting bill after backlash, pledges to pursue inclusive voluntary measures to boost voter turnout. Now, the last time the Speaker introduced a bill, it was to jail those who cannot sing national anthem and to fine those who insult politicians 5 million naira. He disgracefully withdrew the bill after Nigerians came down heavily on him. A speaker is the number 4 man in the country. So, from Tinubu to Shetima to Akpabio down to Abbas, you can't find a sound mind. Even the CJN, Kekereekun, and Attorney General Fagbemi are clowns. So a leadership team where you don't find smartness from the top down until you get to probably Minister of Interior cannot produce any result beyond what we are seeing today in Nigeria. This is exactly where we should be as a nation, given the mental capacity of those in charge. What a shame. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that big announcement from Abia State, from the man of the moment, Alex OTTI, began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Abia State partners with MKP to build Nigeria's first quaternary medical city, aiming to end costly offshore health tourism. Abia State has commenced the actualization of its plan to build a medical city where quaternary healthcare services would be provided, thereby eventually ending Nigeria's foreign exchange guzzling offshore health tourism. The government announced weekend that it has entered into partnership with MKP International Holdings, a globally reputable engineering procurement construction consortium, to build the Abia State Medical City, Nigeria's first quaternary healthcare complex. The State Commissioner of Health, Professor Enoch Ogbonaya Uche, broke the news while conducting journalists on a tour of the 200-hectare land at Mbasa near Owerinta in Isiala South local government area acquired and cleared for the project. He said the partnership entails that MKP would finance, develop, build, operate, and transfer the facility, adding that the development partner would invest $1.3 billion in the project. According to him, Abia's part of the bargain was to provide land for the project as well as security and goodwill, which it has done. This medical city is the first quaternary hospital in this country that will take care of all levels of complicated healthcare issues, Uche said, noting that it ranks as one of the landmark projects of Governor Alex OTTI. Uche explained that MKP agreed to fund the project owing to the transparent record and, of course, the relentless visionary strides of Governor OTTI, who was able to attract the world-renowned firm. The company already wishes to start construction even before the flag off, so everything is ready and you can see the very nice landscape, he enthused. It is estimated that about $1.6 billion, which many of us think is too conservative, is the amount of money that is lost from this country every year owing to medical tourism, and that is what Alex OTTI is moving to stop. Now, MKP, a multinational, are now coming to invest $1.3 billion in Abia State at a time that multinationals are running away from this country. Remember how Total Energies left with their $6 billion to Angola. Another company left with their $2.5 billion to another African country. But MKP has come in with $1.3 billion to Abia State. Something that Tinubu has toured the world trying to look for investors, and he has failed woefully. No single person has come. But now they have come to Abia State because of the transparency and the performance of that governor. You think that these multinationals are blind? You think they don't know what they are doing? You cannot just deceive them by traveling there and using rhetorics. Alex OTTI continues breaking new grounds, doing all what they said could not be done. Imagine what this man is transforming Abia State into within just 2 years in office. This is unbelievable. The report said he wants to end medical tourism in Nigeria, and believe me, when he is done, the facility will cut medical tourism down considerably. Why? Because this is a project that will be carried out with utmost integrity. No inflation of contracts like Sanwo-Olu and Tinubu do in Lagos. The Tinubu camp is angry as we speak because they know that this is not just a charade, as they do in Lagos and Abuja, where the announcement and the groundbreaking ceremony are the last you will hear of the project. This one is real. Tinubu, in all his years of medical tourism, has not been able to think of a thing like this to carry out. But look at Alex OTTI doing it effortlessly. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. This tweet here by King Plopper says, if Nigeria had just 4 or 5 governors like him, there would be meaningful developments across the nation. We can have governors like him if the electoral process is transparent. That is why I keep talking about electoral reforms. Or if the people can fight for their votes the way the people of Abia State fought for their votes. because he didn't have to bribe anybody. They knew he would perform. They stood for him, and look at how they are reaping the benefit now. And Akoni here says, a man who doesn't need 8 years to achieve what APC couldn't achieve in 10 years plus, that is it. And Patriotic Nigerian says, what is the IGR of Lagos again, my brother? My brother. Yet, whenever they announce things like this, it is only the announcement and the groundbreaking that you will hear. You will never see the project. And of course, I cannot but link all these to His Excellency Peter Obi. First of all, we thank him for using his charisma with the obedient movement to bring this man, Alex Otti, to office. And secondly, this is the kind of things that we would have been enjoying if we had ensured that Obi got into office. And we still have a chance in 2027, which is our last chance, really, our last shot in this generation at good governance. If Nigerians can keep their sentiments aside and unite and back Obi to Aso Rock, then we'll turn around the fortunes of this country for good. But if we remain docile again, then we should be ready to have a sinking nation. But until then, make I still enter town, make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una I dey here, so don't go away, don't go away.